Stevie Dempsey starts the defence of his title he won last year, but he is joined by Mark Williams, the snooker star that's going to bring a lot of attention to this group. Liam White and Cole Bedford round out Group 8. Let's get straight into the action then. It is Stevie Dempsey taking on Cole Bedford, and Stevie did win the opening frame with a lovely clearance, and we joined them midway through frame 2. Stephen Jameson joins myself, Simon Webb, on commentary.
So just a safety from Stevie there. He wasn't trying to make that red in the centre, or if he was, it's still a loss of turn because you can't play yellow onto red and then go reds. This is more about getting the cue ball behind the red. And you saw him straight away checking his angles to make sure nothing's on. Oh, he can just about get through. He's going to have to just bend it a fraction.
Couldn't make it. Oh, and that's the worst possible case scenario as Cole goes in off. So cue ball in hand anywhere on the table. Incoming for Stevie Dempsey.
Yeah, compared to the last visit, this one's all there for him. Yeah. Every right to shake your head there. Could have cost him the frame. Should cost him the frame. Cue ball in hand anywhere on the table following a foul. So Stevie taking his advantage, putting it down the bottom there. That was the trickiest ball to land on, which is why he's done that. The rest are a little bit more open. Normal visit from here.
This table will play almost brand new. It was reclothed last Wednesday, and he'd already played quick, but in the sort of first couple of weeks of a brand new table, it's not seen loads of action. It really does play like an ice rink out there, and benefits to players who are confident, are playing well. Plenty of grip to be found, and you can nip the cue ball around and float it beautifully around the table, but it can catch you out as well.
Stevie went round to have a few looks at this one. Important that he landed pretty straight on this red. If he left himself short, he would have had to go into the yellow, which he didn't want to do. Now he can just pretty much drop this in dead weight, and he's perfect. Ooh, has he?
Well, he might be a quarter of a ball roll away, but I think he's a little bit short. Extension called. He's got some figuring out to do.
Oh, gonna have to bend this one.
And he heard the sigh.
Big error. Huge error.
It's an error that will cost him a frame, and it will really irritate him. That's always the frustration for players, is the potting balls and all the rest of it. They can all do that. The art in this game is picking the patterns and finding the routes to make your life easy. Stevie Dempsey did that pretty well there, but the margins on tough finishes can be small. That window wasn't large.
He saw Cole straight away having a look to see whether he could play the yellow in the middle of the table off the two yellows together just to separate them. He feels that he can't quite get it past the 8 ball, so he's going to go into it this way. They did need a little nudge just to open them up, and that's come out very nicely for him. What a difference that quarter roll could make on this match, on the night.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At this stage in the night, you just don't know. We just know from prior experience that evenings have hinged on less.
Cole comes round because I think he may have been playing a little controlled cannon into the 8 ball there, and he's missed it, meaning he's too thin on the yellow to the right centre to hold for the one he's just played. So It won't cause him a problem, it just means the cue ball's moving a little bit further for these last 3 shots.
So Cole Bedford squares things up. 1 each, 7.5 minutes to play.
A quick reverse clearance from Cole Bedford put him in front for the first time, and he has the break in frame 4.
What some would call a bit of a cheap shot. Mark Williams really wanted the right to reply, but he'll have to save that for the table. And he's a regular player at the 8-ball tournaments that are run at Mark Williams' excellent clubs. And his current record against the Welsh Spotting Machine is played 1-1-1. Mark will be looking to equalise this evening.
Yeah, there was some good banter flying around amongst the players. Mark was certainly giving as good as he was getting.
To the surprise of precisely no one.
Exactly. Big visit to the table, this, in the context of the match. A layout he should get, but he's got to fiddle his way around a few balls here. This is a little bit trickier than the previous one.
Yeah, this is a bit of an acid test for Cole Bedford.
The one by the 8 ball is actually a fiddlier ball than it looks.
And we should mention as well that now we're on the final 5 minutes of the match. In comes the 15-second shot clock.
How often does that happen? It's not the 15 seconds that catches you out, it's the change from 30 to 15. The first couple of shots at it, and you're all of a sudden, you're in rhythm at 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, hang on a minute, I've got to hit the shot without really cueing it.
Yeah, and Cole there changed his mind on the shot, and if you're on 30 seconds, he's still got time there to almost re-feather up on the shot he took to the bottom right, or top right rather, and you know, make sure. But he rather rushed that pot, and it could well cost him a frame. It should cost him a frame. This goes right for Stevie. It probably will.
It's not an easy counter clearance. This isn't. There you go. He's going to make it, which he has, but he's going to put the red in an awkward position. The 8 ball's already awkward. Yeah, this isn't easy.
Yeah, there was a reason that Cole went yellows, because the 8 ball for reds is actually fairly inaccessible.
I think if he can leave the red above the right centre and leave it straight in top right, he can just hold the white. The gap between the yellows is there. It's almost replaced the red. You can see on the overhead, replace the red with the cue ball, and you're on the 8.
Yeah.
Other option is leave plenty of angle and come across to the top left-hand corner and take it bottom right or bottom left. Bottom right is wider in terms of accessing it, but he's looking at the gap.
Yeah, he's going to try and thread the needle. Yeah, lovely. Very, very good. This match just got very interesting. 2-2 with a shade over 2 minutes to play.
And for me, what you've seen from Stevie there, because that was far from an easy counter clearance, is the difference between playing in the pro ranks and the challenger ranks. I think in the challenger series, Cole could get away with that error because they were far from easy. Not against Stevie, though. He finally makes a ball off his break. He's got work. It may be easier than it looks, though. I think there is access to the red top right. I think the yellow looks like it's in the way, but I think he can get to the potting angle when you look at the overhead. What can he play on afterwards? Depends on the angle he leaves himself. There's a route out here. If he can't get to the red top right, he could play this red off the yellow, but I think there is room.
Big shot coming up.
I think he may have been tempted to leave both reds in the top as his last 2, not leave this red at the bottom. The reason I'm saying that is the best ball to play on from the red at the top is actually the 8 ball. playing on the red, well, it's not going to matter anyway because he's overrun it. Playing on the red, he'd then have to play a good positional shot onto the 8-ball. So now I don't know how he gets on the red at the top here. It's almost impossible.
Well, this is where we talked about Stevie Dempsey's clock management. It is very, very good. If you can't win the match, don't lose it. Can Cole Bedford find a way to clear these in a little over 20 seconds? I am not sure he can. And so much so, he doesn't actually want to give Stevie the shot. He's not even going to attempt it. So we are going to have a draw. Stevie wants to have a little look. And decides against it. So it ends our first match of the night in a stalemate. Stevie Dempsey and Cole Bedford will have to settle for a point.
Honours even in our first match. On to our second, where the snooker star Mark Williams makes his debut. He's taking on Liam White, and we join it right at the start of the match.
First shots as an ultimate pool player. Welcome to Ultimate Pool, Mark. You can hit them well, and that can mean absolutely nothing. Decent opening break, no friends, and Liam White will get first poke in this matchup. Still the same, race to 4, 20 minutes on the match clock. And it's amazing, there was such a buzz out there in that arena around about 30 seconds ago. Then as soon as the play started, it's almost like a snooker style event has descended, and hush comes across the watching punters.
Yeah, but how quickly is Mark feeling the frustration of Paul?
Yeah.
Good break, but dry. It really is one of those that you have to get used to and be able to deal with. And good chance for Liam here in the opening frame. Keen to leave yellow left corner, bottom left corner, his last ball. Connect to the 8-ball in the middle. So the back end of this finish is all dot to dot, and now he's in a position to connect it all up. Interesting to know how Liam feels about this first matchup, whether he'd prefer to play one of the other two first to get into the night, or whether he's happy to go out there straight away against Mark. He spent the last year getting used to playing against the best pool players in the world and feeling comfortable out there, which he is now, and all of a sudden he's got one of the best snooker players of all time up against him. Looks very good though. Hasn't put a foot wrong in this finish.
Yeah, you don't expect to when you got a player as good as Liam White. Mentioned for himself and Cole tonight. Huge opportunity really to just put a bit of a marker down. They've both had good individual results. Can you put a little string together and make a bit of a statement? Tonight would certainly do that. This 4-0 then for Danger Mouse.
Well, I'm shocked that he's taken that long, but still expecting him to make it. That's a big error.
Well, I think everyone was shocked.
I mean, yeah, some players prefer going long than the centre pocket. Still didn't expect him to miss it, but it is a huge error.
Well, this is manna from heaven for Mark Williams.
Well, first shot from Mark's a little bit loose as well. Wanted to be on the one he's nearest to, and he isn't, or he is, but it's not from where he wants to be, so he's now looking for alternatives. And this one, he could just catch the red on the left here and end up nowhere. He was avoiding it, so that's okay.
But we were chatting to Mark just before he went out, and you asked him, you know, nervous at all? And he likened it more to his pro-am golf career than he did his actual snooker career, because it's a world that is sort of a little bit comparable in that he doesn't feel 100% comfortable. I mean, he has been there, seen it, done it, and absolutely everything else in the snooker world, nothing will faze him in that sense. the crowd won't bother him or anything like that. But, you know, this is a different experience. And he said, I won't really know until I get out there. And it would be interesting to know how he feels. Maybe we'll ask him at the end of the night.
Well, he's just put himself under it for the last couple of shots here. So if he is going to feel it, the next 2 shots, certainly not the way he wanted when he came to the table.
Oh, the gasp. Oh, he could have left Liam a little bit kinder on this one. Still should absolutely make it. Rolls it in. So 1-0 Liam White.
A lovely break clearance in the next put Liam White 2-0 in front. We join Mark Williams, who has the break in frame 3.
All right, can Mark find a ball this time round? Oh, he hits it even better. And this time he has. Hit that one really well. And this is a lovely layout for him. Assuming he goes reds, you've got the 2 reds together near the left centre pocket that just need to be worked out. Can't really make the plant. The one he's nearest to doesn't pass the other one, so he has to kind of land on the one nearest the pocket first, which is what he's trying to do here. All the reds go comfortably. Where does he want to put the 8 ball? Does it go right centre? If it does go right centre, then the one left middle's not bad. If you finish low, anywhere in the top half of the table's good. If it doesn't go in the centre, then there's not much margin of error when playing onto it. Looks like Grimace, he's a couple of rolls short if he was trying to get into the top half of the table. Rakes the right-hand side. Beautiful shot.
That was a fantastic shot.
I think he must have hit the knuckle as well to get that much on it, so it's a really well worked out shot.
Very good. Break and run from Mark Williams, who at long last can finally crack a smile.
A reverse clearance and a break clearance followed for Mark Williams to turn the tables and put him in front. Liam White now has the break 3-2 behind.
Hammers the break. Hammers it. And we're on to the 15-second shot clock, as you have just heard there as well from our referee. No nonsense, Scott Price.
If the yellow sneaks in bottom right-hand corner, this is all there for him. If it doesn't, it's a problem. It's still not too bad. I don't think it does sneak in when you look at the overhead. But if he can play the yellow to the right of the 8 ball, off the red, it opens up the pocket. He'd love to land straight in on that now. He can't. He had too much angle on it.
It's okay. You can see there it might glance in off the knuckle, but it's very, very tight.
Yeah, I don't think it does. He's going to have to play short position on this, I think. Now the ball he was going to use to play off the red isn't available. So he's trying to get past the straight on this one and stun to the side cushion. Get as straight as possible, and the yellow he's leaving does go in the left centre pocket. That's the one he's just coming to have a look at now. It won't be the best angle onto the 8 ball, but there's plenty of room to get onto the 8 ball. Well, it must sneak in the side of the pocket, as you suggested, Stephen, because he's played on it.
One of those where you want to be as close to it as possible. He reroutes, and now's the chance to play short position. And Liam White has run aground.
I'm surprised with that. I'm surprised because he had the angle to play on it previously and he chose not to.
Well, Mark Williams then with a chance to win the match. 15 seconds a shot. I always think, and we heard exactly the same answer from Tom Ford when he was asked about it a few weeks ago. always think it's a brave answer when talking about the 15-second shot clock and they say they're not bothered. I just feel like it sets you a little bit up for a fall because we've seen so many great players struggle with it. But in a finish like this, it won't be a problem.
Well, in fairness to Tom Ford, he said it and he meant it because he had
did.
no issues with the 15 seconds a shot at all.
Yeah, he did.
Mark much the same, although they do have one event in the snooker world where they play at 10 seconds a shot, so he has plenty of experience of that.
Those are the sorts of pots which we don't imagine Mark Williams will struggle with. The Welsh potting machine is up and running. 4-2 win over Liam White. And Mark Williams has made an excellent start to his ultimate pool career. He takes control of the group in the early going.
Liam White will stay out there. This time he'll take on Cole Bedford. And it was Liam that made a nice start, winning the opening frame. And he now has the break in frame 2.
The field is so stacked now, there's no guarantees that players are going to go through with 3 wins. And if Liam was to win his next 2 matches, he'll feel he's a fair chance to make a 6-red shootout. Especially with breaks like that. Loses control of the cue ball on this break, but look at the power. It drives you mad, doesn't it, this game? He can probably hit the break.
You can just end the sentence there if you want.
I mean, it does just drive you mad, but I mean, that's probably as bad as he's going to hit the break tonight, and he won't get a better result.
Yeah, this split is really all there.
He'd love to land a couple of balls off the cushion on the one on the cushion next, and then it's really simple. He doesn't have to, but even straight's fine. Just drop it in. I like the way he did that. He didn't try and get too close to this ball. Just get yourself on it, back yourself to make it. Back yourself to make it. Ooh, poor miss, that one.
Yeah. Frame at his mercy here. Just tries to kill it in. As you can see, took a little bit too much angle on it. Cue ball is maybe even perfect.
It's a little fiddly pot, but he's going to take it on. If it goes in, though, he is perfect.
One of those where I think Cole Bedford was probably playing the area rather than the exact position, but now he's here. He's got to take it on, really.
Yeah, and he tells us about it as well. He could have gone another way. He was worried if he took the one in the centre pocket, he was going to knock the red awkward down the cushion, or he could have played the plant, but yeah, not guaranteed. So took that one on. It was a little fiddly pot. He'll be disappointed to miss it, but it's not the worst leave.
Yeah, Liam can't decide whether to play the swerve or to play off the top cushion. He's actually going to play off the side cushion. Bang.
Love that shot. Bottom on the cue ball. Makes it sort of arc off that first cushion. Natural angle there is to hit in the middle of the bottom cushion. He plays it, see, he's hitting at the bottom, screws it into the cushion, and then it arcs round. Hasn't landed great, though.
Yeah, got to back that up, and he's got to back it up with a very tough shot. It was tough. I can probably count myself a little unlucky that that was the leave, having played such a good shot. A bit indecisive from Cole Bedford, just picking his route. He's caught him out once already tonight, that.
Yeah,
And he's a bundle of energy around the table. He's a bundle of energy off the table as well, but he's yeah, all kinds of fidgety, but that's not particularly nervous. This is just how Cole always plays.
He looked a little bit confused once he'd played his first shot in this visit, once he couldn't make his mind up, and then was annoyed with the decision he did make. And he tells us there that's not perfect, but he was playing for the 8-ball in the left centre. Now he's going to take it bottom left-hand corner. Might even take it bottom right-hand corner if it goes there.
Big sigh before he takes this one. He'll be hampered queuing as well, I think. This needs making. And make it he does. Oh, he's great fun to watch, is Cole Bedford.
Cole Bedford won the next to edge in front. Liam White now breaking off 2-1 behind.
So is Tom Cousins.
Actually, Mick now got, Chris has now got 4, hasn't he?
We'll move on.
We'll move on, yeah.
What a break this is from Liam White. Absolutely mullered this, and it's at a point in the match where he really needed it. 15-second shot clock's going to kick in. Liam White really, as we said at the start of the match, needs to win this, and yellows aren't ideal. He wanted that cannon to come out nicer. It hasn't.
I think it goes bottom right.
Yeah, can he sneak it past the red?
Yeah.
If so, it's fine.
Yeah.
You'll have to play it now, though. Big shot. Very well played. Also to be considered is the 8-ball. It doesn't seem to have a natural pocket.
Well, he's just knocked the red in the way of its pocket in the bottom left-hand corner. Does it slide into the middle? I actually thought he might open up the bottom right-hand pocket as well for the other red. Just simply would have saved him having to go down the table for it.
You've not got a lot of time to double check on a 15-second shot clock. To play what you see. Is he going to try and play short position and go up the table, maybe?
If it doesn't go left centre, he's going to have to. Oh, he did, but he's missed the pot in doing so.
Yeah, perfect cue ball. Misses the pot. How often do we see it?
Couple of I mean, it's 15 seconds a shot, so it's very hard to sort of question the decision making, but at the early part of that visit he would have had hopes of an easier last couple of shots.
Well, Cole's got a couple of considerations. 2 reds close to the left centre pocket. You'd want to land nicely on them. Neither of them double, with the yellow guarding the opposite centre. Looks like he's going to play one of them into the middle.
Yeah, and he didn't want to play the one into the middle previously, and this is far more acute.
Yeah, he's actually got quite a lot of angle here. He may even go down the table.
Yeah, if he was straight in on this one into the middle, it's absolutely perfect, but now he's just going to have to kill the white.
Yeah, he's okay. Could actually hold that easier than I initially thought. So all on this is cash ball really, not just for the frame, but probably the match. Oh, when it stays up, well, drama.
Yeah, another one where you can tell that Cole really wants to sort of punch them in like that. If he floats that one in, he can take the 8-ball bottom right. Of course, still didn't expect him to miss that pot.
Well, Liam turned down an easier pot than this into the middle in his first match of the night, not on this occasion. But he too misses a simple one. Oh, there's some nerves out there at the moment. It's the only explanation. Oh, Coleman. I agree. Could have been on this infinitely easier. Tries to punch in the double. Has he left it awkward? No, not really. Liam White to tie things up. Oh, it's Shredsville out there at the moment. Breaking clearance wins in the match. Very nearly a golden break, which would have won it. But it's Liam White first to the table, and he's got plenty of time.
Well, he holds a record for the quickest ever reverse clearance at 27 seconds, and he's got plenty more than that.
Well, Cole's got 30 seconds here. Cole's got 30 seconds. He may just have enough time, you know. He's throwing the cue ball around a lot, though. That may cost him the time required. Well, for the second match in a row, Cole Bedford draws 2 frames to 2. It ends in a tie, and this night is getting very, very interesting indeed.
On to our 4th match of the night. Stevie Dempsey, the defending champion, taking on the snooker star Mark Williams. And it was Stevie Dempsey that made the brighter start, winning the opening frame with a good clearance. Mark Williams has the break in frame 2.
Yeah, he's had a great run with Ultimate Pool. Right up there in the rankings. 2 titles, 2 major titles.
Golden break. Mark Williams, golden break. And he looks all a little bit confused as to what's going on. It was almost as if the crowd told him. It's 1-1 in the blink of an eye.
I almost had the same reaction. I was watching the cue ball and I was impressed with the power and the control of the cue ball and didn't notice the 8 ball flying in the middle.
That's the worst break Stevie's hit all night.
Yeah, it's one of those, I said in the first match, he is getting a lot of screw on it and almost it stops there being as much power through the pack when you do this, almost bounces off it, and look at the amount of reaction he's getting on it.
Well, the reason why I say it's the worst one he's hit all night is because all the previous ones have been so good. You can see exactly what he's trying to do, get the cue ball straight up the middle of the table, and on every break apart from that one, he's done that. Didn't quite get that perfect. I mean, does he deserve to go in off? Probably not.
No, and actually, when you look at the replay, I mean, I'm questioning how much spin he's getting on the ball. I think that is on purpose because he's done it pretty much consistently all night long. But there's still a huge amount of power there. You know, it has still spread far and wide, and it's a decent break. And yeah, he's a little bit unlucky to go on off in the corner. I think Mark's just put himself in a slight bit of bother here. He would love to have been on the one on the right-hand side or straight in on the one to bottom right-hand corner so he could play on the other one. He's a little bit of a fiddly way round from here. I'd love to be just off straight the other right way on that one. Hard to get on this last yellow from here.
Yeah, he's got to play this very, very well.
He has to pop this on the straight side and screw it. If he plays top cushion, he's going to throw way too wide. He has to really nip it quick. In the end, he's tried to play into it.
Oh, he's got some shot to play here.
And the reason he's ended up here is the shot 4 shots ago.
Nails the double. And the pot was never in doubt on the 8 ball. 2-1.
Stevie Dempsey tied the scores up in the next and has the break in frame 5.
Oh, Stevie has lost faith with his break. And, well, I'd stick with that.
That'll work.
That'll work.
Well, I think he doesn't get quite as much screw up the table. It's stunning up the table. Yeah, there's a little bit more than some players, but previously he was screwing it so much that it was flying up the table and coming way back down to the bottom end.
When you get a split like this, it is just absolutely asking to be finished. And the only ball he's got to just worry about, really, is the 8 ball, which just means you just want to get on it nice. Could have used that ball to do it.
Yeah, he's got a few.
He's got so much space on the table. He can realistically play on it from most of the yellows on the table.
Yeah, exactly. The only one I wouldn't want to be doing it from is the yellow nearest the bottom left-hand corner. The obvious one's the one he's nearest to now, but you've got to be straight in on it, or close enough to. You make the case the one top right is the one with the biggest margin of error, but there really isn't a bad ball for it, so don't create a problem where there isn't one.
6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this match.
He's actually finished a little bit off angle off all three. If he was straight in or just off straight on the one to the bottom left, I think he'd take it now, and then he's got right centre, top right corner, or vice versa, and he's just off straight on it, as he is on the other two as well.
Yeah, he's almost perfectly out of position.
Yeah, I mean, a roll left, a roll right, he's perfect. A roll further down the table, a roll further up the table, he's perfect. So it's just making his mind up which way he wants to go about it and which way he wants to execute one shot to make it easy.
Which is this next one.
Yeah. Come back to anywhere near straight is good. Doesn't want to be short of straight, though.
Well, he's a long way off short of straight, but as we'd say, there was nothing for short there, but there was plenty for long.
Yeah.
So just make sure he's still pretty much straight enough that he can kill this cue ball just like that. So this then for the lead for the hammer. Who knocks in another 8-ball. Stevie Dempsey on the hill. Is that 8-ball in motion again? It was. No friends though. And Stevie Dempsey has a chance to win the match. Again, struck that break pretty well. Stevie was up straight away. And he was on his difficult yellow. I just wonder if yellows actually all sort of unfold here.
They do, but you've got to be careful with it. It's that one just to the left of the 8-ball. That will need a little nudge. You can see that there. It doesn't go top right corner, so just needs a little nudge to open it up. Could do that now. Could use the one to the left of it to do it as well. So the one to the left of it, and he doesn't have the angle to do it. So can he get on that yellow into another pocket?
Well, it goes to the middle. He may even be able to play on it next. Well, I just wonder if lining that up, as he doesn't go top right, he must be planning on playing into it.
No, I think it goes bottom left. I think he can get onto it into the bottom left. There's more room there than it looks, and the cue ball being smaller than the object ball helps with you being able to get to the potting angle. He could get to it now, but if he played on it now, he may not be guaranteed to have the angle to get on the other one.
No.
Which is why he's looking at this way round. Of course, if he has the angle to get across there, he has the angle to play into it as well, but if it does go, he'll definitely play on it.
Yeah, absolutely. This then cash ball.
It goes in the middle as well from where he's put it. The only problem with taking it in the middle, the cue ball's going to go into the 8-ball, and he could knock the 8-ball awkward here. I think he'd much rather have been straight in on the yellow to the corner. Beautiful.
Lovely shot. Stevie Dempsey wins against Mark Williams. Fantastic match, but it's the hammer who takes the spoils and goes into the ascendancy.
Our next match of the night sees Mark Williams taking on Cole Bedford. Both players still have high hopes of going through, and it was Cole that won the opening frame. We join him midway through frame 2.
And if he's disrupted that plant to the top right, that's not the worst shot he's ever played, but he's now odds against.
Cole Cole's given himself. If that plant is disrupted, he's got the perfect angle on the open red to go into the area and open everything up again. Well, the plant does go.
Oh, it could have come out nicer. It could have come out a lot nicer.
Yeah, that's a fairly poor shot from Cole.
He still holds all the aces. Doesn't necessarily have to go here. Well, he took it on, but with a degree of safety in mind. Mark's not got a huge amount to look at, and that yellow at the top of the table is on an island for him, really. The red goes, the yellow doesn't. Mark can change that and might swing the balance of the frame.
That was a great try and a great result. That really is fantastic. I was wondering whether that shot was on, as in make the red at the same time as playing that shot. The red hasn't gone in, but the result's equally as good. He's got it away from the pocket. That was fantastic. Probably the best shot of the night he's played.
Yeah, brilliant safety. Cole Bedford's looking for the middle pocket. It was close. It was close. But Mark Williams has won the tactical battle. And a safety as good as that is worthy of winning any tactical exchange.
Yeah, Cole's going to be kicking himself. He had the frame won. Just one shot went against him, and that was that. But it required a special safety shot, as you say, from Mark to turn the tables round.
Yeah, absolute stunner. And that is 1-1. Just thought for a moment that he might have overcut that, but no, he was fine. And he is having some fun out there. And right now, the competitive juices will certainly be kicking in. He came into this night and, you know, you spoke to him and he almost felt like he was doing his chances down. He didn't want to put too much expectation on it. And, you know, he was just pleased to win a game. We know that from his reaction when he did. But now he's at this moment. You can't not fancy the finish. And Cole has thrown one in there. That was a bad shot.
He was a little bit unlucky off the break not to land on anything better than that, because the split's actually quite good. I think Mark will go yellows, not reds. Always fancied the yellows a little bit more than the reds. Cole didn't have that option. No, Mark's just working it out.
Yeah, these three by the middle pocket sort of all work themselves out.
Wanted to be straighter in on this to the top right. Probably just about use the side cushion if he isn't. Again, would like to have been straighter.
This time does use the side cushion. It's a good effect.
Yeah, that was nice. It's really nicely worked out finish, this. It's one of those that looks really easy because everything's got a pocket, but you've got to pick the route and make it easy, and Mark's going to do that.
Oh, he knew. He knew straight away. You heard the reaction. And that is one of probably the most surprising misses we've ever seen.
Well, Mark can't believe it. I'm not sure I can believe it. What a moment that could be in this match. Some good pull required from Cole Bedford to make it a moment.
Yeah, that red by that left side rail now seems like a massive ball in the context of this match. I tell you what, that is some shot to land on it.
It's just awkward though. Just would have loved to have landed straight in top left.
He's still got to take it on. Nails it. And now it's about pace control.
If he was straight in on the previous one, he'd already be on the bottom one. Needs to go, needs to go. Oh, he's on it. Another couple would have been perfect, but he is on it.
Yeah, doesn't have to worry about position. This is all on the pot. Nails it. He's amped up, Cole Bedford. He's feeling it.
Mark Williams missed another tricky ball to the bottom left-hand corner, and it cost him another frame as Cole Bedford made another very good counter clearance to put him 3-1 in front. He now has the break with just 37 seconds left on the clock.
37 seconds left. Oh, what a break. That should be that.
Red ball's in play.
He doesn't need to, but he's going to run these through or try to. He knows the match is won now.
That was the perfect start tonight for Mark Williams. But his ultimate pool debut will ultimately end in disappointment. Cole Bedford will eliminate the Welsh potting machine. In style. In style. A 4-1 win for Cole Bedford, who gives himself every chance.
That match knocked Mark Williams out of the competition. A solid debut for the snooker star, but it's not to be on the night. On to our final match then. Stevie Dempsey has qualification in his own hands. He's taking on Liam White.
Last year's winner, looking to qualify through to the second stage. He will do so with a result against Liam White. And that Cole Bedford performance, oh, last ball rolling for Stevie. And that Cole Bedford performance against Mark Williams has knocked Liam White out. There are now only two that can qualify, and it is Cole and Stevie. Willing in that red with Stevie there, and he gets first chance.
Yeah, they could both still qualify without the 6 red shootout or with the 6 red shootout. If it's a draw, then it's a 6 red. Stevie wins, he's through. Liam wins, then it's Cole that goes through. You could see Stevie on that break begging for that ball to reach. Drops in, it leaves him a good chance.
And it's now a very good chance. It's now at the sort of point where you'd be astounded, really, if Stevie didn't take these out. Might be doing him a bit of a disservice. This might need a little bit more work than potentially first thought.
I think he's okay. He can get to the potting angle of this one, and he just wants to drop it in because the red he's next to does go left centre. Finish just a straight or a roll past straight would be better, and he can top through for the other one by the 8 ball. And he's looking at potentially coming back and taking him the other way around, but it's still fine. Yeah, coming back means he can take this one and then right centre or right corner for the last one. Loads of options.
Another very tidy visit to the table. It's been some standard tonight. All 4 players at one stage or another have really contributed some fantastic quality. There's been no shortage of drama as well.
it can go one or two ways. Sometimes you can relax and play great, and sometimes you can tense up or competitive juices leave you and go the other way. We've seen both. Nothing you can do if you don't make a ball off the break. Make a case for both. If the yellow doesn't pass the red to the top right-hand corner, make a better case for reds. If that yellow does pass to the top right-hand corner, then I'm almost certain he'll go yellows. But he might go yellows anyway. Two reds in the middle of the table. Neither go in the centre. Only slight thing with the yellows, even if the yellow doesn't go top right, where's the 8 ball going? Centre pockets both available, but nothing obvious to guarantee position in the centre. More room to land on it right centre than left, but that is further on in the visit. Few rolls too far. Can still pot the ball, but can't hold for the yellow on the cushion. Interesting decision, or a result of finishing just slightly awkward angles on balls. The one ball at the bottom of the table you wouldn't have wanted to leave as last ball onto the 8 ball is the one on the cushion. It's not impossible, but it's the one that could become most awkward. Love to have been absolutely straight just to screw up the side cushion without overhitting it, but straight enough, I guess. He won't get too straight on the 8 ball, just come back a few inches just to guarantee a shot.
Yeah, he doesn't look 100% happy. But I think we've got a Stevie here who's just totally in the zone, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the right word, I think.
Well, that's what he was worried about, and he's played it very, very nicely indeed.
Some clever play gave Stevie Dempsey the 3rd frame as well. Liam White now breaking off 3-0 behind.
And put on 2 very good matches following it. Stevie was very impressive in his match against Mark Williams. Very entertaining match, but some very good finishes. From 2-1 down, he played brilliantly. And he has not given an inch in this match. 2 from the break to start off with. That last frame wasn't from the break, but still a perfectly played frame of ball. Didn't get the finish originally, plays a really good safety, then clears up. It's just really good, solid match play, Paul. quite come far enough up the table this time for Stevie. He wants to be on the one below the 8 ball and isn't, or not as he wants to be.
Oh, Cole Bedford needed a favour from Liam White. But Stevie Dempsey is, I mean, he's barely even giving him a shot.
You have to feel a little bit for Cole because he's unbeaten tonight and looks like he's going to be going out all the same. 2 draws in the win. And he'll feel like he could have got wins himself in those matches. Certainly the one against Liam.
Yeah, there were moments, for sure.
So this is going to come down to one really key positional shot, this finish for Stevie. But he's going through it at such a controlled pace that even if he wasn't to get it, he's still in the absolute driving seat of winning the night. But that one below the 8 ball, that is tough to land on.
Yeah, needs to play a very good shot.
Has he just pulled the white a shade low down the table here? To me, it looks like he is a couple of balls too low down the table. Maybe he has to use the yellow, but then maybe if he does use the yellow, he might have too much angle. Can he just pinch the pocket enough? Just great
There's
shot.
your answer. What a shot.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, this has been another exceptional Champions League performance from Stevie Dempsey. The defending champion is through to the next stage. Cole Bedford unbeaten on the night, but he doesn't have enough quite to make it through. Stevie Dempsey, 2 wins and the draw, and he sails on through to the next stage.
A very solid and professional performance from the defending champion Stevie Dempsey to put him into the second stage of the Champions League. You can watch this whole night back on ultimatepool.tv, or if you are looking forward to next week, then this is what we have for you. Dylan Leary, Shane Thompson, Jimmy Croxton and Andy Williams will get their campaigns underway in Group 9 of the Ultimate Pool Champions League.